Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
That should be great.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go take a piss, and you two come up with a brilliant opener for us.
Okay. Imagine
Better
this.
than I expected.
What's the name of All Might's mentor? The little man?
Gran Torino.
Imagine if Gran Torino became Deku's adoptive father after his mother's passing.
Oh my
But
god.
he became a really strict dad and he wouldn't let him go outside.
Well, what happened to his mom? What happened to Inko?
Deku made some bad enemies and the house got destroyed. Firing it.
I thought you were gonna say Deku made some bad decisions. Deku made some bad decisions. He sold his fucking mom to the mafia.
He pointed a gun angrily at his mom and it was just his finger in the like flick position.
Midoriya dear, what's that? A gun!
I found these in your room, Midoriya. Mom, put those away!
Put away, Mom! I keep those loaded for a reason!
No, I'm gonna tell your little girlfriend about these. Mom!
No! You won't tell anybody anything anymore! Detroit! Shout!
His neighbors are always calling the cops on him. Yelling at his mom way too loud.
I like this concept. His mom has somehow survived all of these multiple shootings. And every time the fucking neighbor has to come to the door and go, hey, is everything okay? Like, oh, no, everything's okay. Midoriya just had another spat.
Midoriya's not really doing it. He's just like holding his finger in the flick position, threatening while screaming at her. I'll do it!
I swear to God, damn it.
But Midoriya's mom is fearless.
Midoriya's mom's so fucking strong.
She doesn't care.
She really does.
Alright,
She
what
knows.
do you come up with?
She knows it's empty threats.
What do you come up with?
Midoriya's mom making him be a responsible adult, and him getting really mad and threatening her with a pinched finger.
He's like Aragon, yeah.
And then his neighbor comes to check on them and calls the police a few times weekly.
Yeah, every single time the fucking neighbor comes to the door and Inko has to explain away all the fucking explosions and shit going on in their apartment.
Is she
Midoriya's-
afraid of him so much that she won't rat him out?
Yeah.
No, she's a strong mom.
It's true.
He says, don't worry, he won't actually do it. He's just being a little whiny bitch.
Oh no, everything's okay. He's a little bitch ass. He won't do anything.
You know, I thought I heard from the bathroom you doing your Midoriya Popeyes impression.
Oh god. I hate that fucking
He's just
thing.
defensively yelling at his mom.
Just because?
Mom! Don't! No!
Mom, leave me alone. This chicken's bussin'.
I hate that video. Why is he wearing whiteface? He's not even black.
It's Japanese face.
He's trying to look like a manga character, black and white.
This
Black and
chicken's
neon
bussin'.
green.
Every day, Midoriya comes back with a big bucket of Popeyes. And his mom is so sick of it. She's like,
I made you dinner, Midoriya!
Midoriya, dear, I really think you should eat something with more health value. No, fuck you, Mom. I love Popeyes. All Might gave me exclusively a diet of Popeyes for my regimen. You know this.
Do you want me to call All Might and ask him about this?
Call me and tell me what, young Midoriya's bitch-ass mom.
Midoriya-
Yeah, that's what I thought, fat bitch.
No, I
Now,
thought you were gonna...
eat your drumsticks, Midoriya. Become strong like me.
These have the highest ratio of protein to fat, Midoriya.
He puts a drumstick in his mouth and scrapes all the meat off of it in one bite.
With his disgustingly perfectly chiseled teeth.
Oh, they only look chiseled when he's in his big form. When he's normal and crooked as fuck.
When he's in his normal form, Popeyes absolutely destroys him.
Oh, my stomach.
I feel it right in my battle wound.
I can only eat Popeyes for 1 hour a day, Midoriya.
That's his Louisiana smash.
The Popeyes is so bad for my normal form, but so good for my muscly form.
What's so good for my feelings?
Sure, it's unhealthy, but
Midoriya, your first task is to clean out this Popeyes. Here's $80. Order me every drumstick. If
how
I
did
see
that
you-
kind of clear out?
Yeah.
Everybody out! I might need some Popeyes!
He takes all their fucking food.
He puts on pantyhose over his head.
Oh my, we're all out of drumsticks today. Bang! You're what?
Well, it sounds like you don't need to be saved. Is that what it is, eh?
As he leaps away.
It'd be a shame if I marked this specific block off of my patrol this week.
It would be a shame if I, All-Might, the #1 hero known throughout the world, gave you a bad Yelp review, wouldn't it? That would be bad. It would actually be quite tremendously terrible for specifically you.
There's already 6 minutes in the recording.
Okay, I'm sure that's some of that's usable.
This is all gold, I don't care.
I just hope the fanfictions can have the same level of imagination.
That's true, we are incredibly genius.
Oh, yeah?
That's right, today is episode 2 of My Hero Academia fanfiction readings. We've just read so many that weren't this official episode.
My Hero Academia, Episode 3, Episode 82 of Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George G. Poole, and as always, I've got my two co-hosts, Viva Vlogs Eli
Hello.
and Stephen Blue Breed.
I am, what's her name? I'm Momo's seat.
What? What does that mean?
I'm Momo's seat.
You're Momo's seat.
Yes. Elias, when you said this was episode 2, I thought the past 3 years just disappeared.
Well, it feels like episode 2 because, I don't know, we don't often do a third episode, but also it's like we've read so many that weren't part of a specifically My Hero episode, it's hard to remember.
That's fair.
So yes, episode 3. And we're doing this just as season 5 is starting of the anime.
It's true.
Season?
I've seen the first 3 episodes.
I'm waiting for the dub.
The manga is also starting a new arc right now.
The dub should be coming. It's coming to Toonami on like May 8th, so the English dub should be on streaming services before long.
Okay, good. The first episode of the dub is on the website, but I'm more than certain it's going to be a catch-up episode, so I'm like, eh.
No, not really. Kind of, but it's reintroducing characters, but they're still they're doing stuff.
Okay, good.
They are really pining for Suyu's froggy ass this season, I can tell you that much.
Oh, yes.
They keep drawing her in frog squats.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on with the anime, but the manga's like 300 episodes in, and it's 300 episodes, 300 chapters in, and it's pretty consistently good. And it's also interesting that there's not very much filler, where there is a lot of that in the not filler, just fan service, and like it's got a different sort of pacing. I like it. I've liked it since I've been reading it since it came out. I'm a fan. It's good.
So to prep for this episode of the podcast, we watched the first episode of Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. What do you guys think?
I like it. It's enjoyable.
I feel happy for the fans of the manga and then the show because it's very well animated.
It is very well animated. It's a series where the crux of the entertainment come from the facial expressions, and they really don't skip a beat.
No, I remember specifically there was a point where she goes from one expression to another, and like this transition was really good. It was fucking brilliant. Like she goes from like her regular bitch face to like she zooms in and her eyes kind of separate into like this snake kind of expression with the lines on her face. It was really nice. It was seamless.
Thanks for your first episode of the Blue Feeds Hentai review.
Of
course, of course.
Have to upload our hentai reviews to Pornhub or to
Nagatoro is not
Patreon.
an actual hentai.
I don't want to give my identity to Pornhub in order to be verified on their bad website.
That's fair.
That's
What
so
about
shitty.
XNXX?
That's fair. X videos is good.
Those have no verification at all, I don't think.
Nah.
RedTube.
Let's see. You jizz. You porn.
Porn MD.
Did you guys hear about the fucking streamer who got caught fucking jacking off?
DSP.
No, it was a girl.
Caught jacking off, what do you mean?
Yeah, there was a girl. There was
She
a
ended
girl
her
who
stream, but then she like chilled off, but it was off camera, or maybe it was on camera.
She thought she took a break from her stream and she thought she wasn't streaming anymore, but her stream was still going, and she fucking, you could see her screen, she went to UJizz, looked up a specific video, and then fucking fingered herself for like 10 minutes.
Incredible.
For 10 minutes.
How do you... I know some streamers just like stream for hours of the day, or like they'll stream forever, so like maybe that's...
I'm more than certain that she did it on purpose for publicity, because she did a fucking ahigo face when she fucking came.
You studied the video.
I did. I looked it up. I was like, there's no way this actually happened. And then I fucking watched it, and then, like, everything seems extremely convincing until she fucking climaxes and her fucking eyes roll into her head and her tongue comes out. It's like, oh, okay. Huh?
You don't do that?
No. No. I'd wage most people don't actually do that.
I mean, it could be like a one-off, like not thinking about it, think it might be a cool thing. But like...
Think it might be cool. Watch me finger myself.
I mean, who knows what people are doing in their own time, but it's probably intentional if it was on stream and also interesting visually.
There's only been 2 cases of streamers masturbating, and one was her and one was Darkside Phil.
Damn, it's that easy? We could be the third one.
It's true.
I hate
record.
I hate DSP's like pot belly as he's looking down.
Oh, there was that Chinese VTuber that her boyfriend railed live on YouTube.
Oh, that's true.
That was cool.
Yeah, her fucking eyes twitching because the rigging couldn't keep up with her facial expressions as she's like bent over her fucking table.
That's
getting
crazy.
Railed.
I wish I remember her name so I could accurately plug her.
Our friend Liz fucking tattletaled on her on YouTube. It was
What?
unfortunate. Yeah, she was the one who brought that to my attention.
Wait, so how'd she tattletale?
She brought it up and a lot of people noticed. And I think that's probably how that ended up getting, like, reported to YouTube or whatever.
That's pretty cool. Not that it got reported, but...
She wasn't intending to report it.
No,
so
I don't think so.
I wouldn't use tattletale. And I thought you meant she said, she's having sex on YouTube, ban her, kill her.
I mean, that's kind of how she worded her tweet, but it's whatever.
Well, then you shouldn't be friends with her anymore.
I'm making an executive decision on behalf of your life.
On behalf of the business.
Hand me your tablet.
Unfriend, unfollow, block.
How should I word this?
We are not friends anymore. Signed, Blue Breed.
In parentheses, real.
Well, is anyone very excited to read their My Hero fanfiction?
I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. No 25 off oil changes.
I've got this nice picture of Jiro. What?
It's an ad.
I got this nice picture of Jiro drawn by the Void BF on Twitter. Check him out. I'm looking at it right now. You can't see because this is an audio medium.
Color accurate printer paper.
Yeah, that is crazy. After all these years, you can finally print colors.
Yeah. That sure was something, Rick, Morty said,
walking confidently.
You just went right into it.
He turned to his elder companion. Well, it goes right into it. He turned to his elder companion.
What I tell you, a Vindicator's expanded universe could work.
Rick took another drink from his flask. Morty, we went to 7 different universes before this, and all their Vindicator cinematic universes were either too campy, too rushed, or too stylized.
Question. Are the Vindicators the in-universe Rick and Morty people?
The Vindicators are like their superheroes.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm asking because Elias doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I know.
The universe with Tim Burton's Vindicators was kind of cool.
Yeah, if you spend most of your time in a hot topic. He took another drink inside. I've been to whole universes with way more interesting powers.
Wow, Rick, you're so cool.
Rick loves superheroes.
Morty rolled his eyes. Well, obviously, you've probably seen it all, huh? What did you meet? What, did you meet the actual Justice League, or did you shake hands with Dr. Manhattan? Rick pulled up his wristwatch and input a few buttons. Just shut up and watch! Suddenly, a large hologram appeared, showing a video of a fiery catastrophe.
Good.
I'm taking you to hell, Morty.
I can't believe Rick's ultimate hero universe is going to be my hero.
He loves my hair. He's autistic.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
He is. He literally says it. He's a...
Rick
What's-
or Morty?
Rick, Morty shows in Minecraft, he says, "Is this game for autistic people? Because I love it."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
I thought it was decent. See here. Morty watched with intrigue as a large, muscular man began
carrying many civilians to safety.
Oh, it's that video.
I am here.
he called out.
It's the 10-second loop that Midoriya watches every day.
Yeah, except Rick watches it every day.
The 10-second loop the Midoriya has set as his homepage when he opens up his browser.
Maybe if he is mentally challenged.
You two are going wild tonight.
Morty's eyes were full of awe. Who is that, Rick?
Just some big hero. He calls himself All Might. Kinda sounds like he's compensating, if you know what I mean, Morty. Morty raised an eyebrow.
Okay.
Have you met him?
Nope. Most of this dimension's human population have evolved to have powers. Some people even have different forms. Makes sex interesting. He noticed Morty's incredulous look and shrugged. Why do you think I found this place? Morty put a hand to his head.
Jeez, Rick. Doesn't that devalue having superpowers?
Rick shrugged. I don't know. Does seeing the Vindicator's cinematic universe 7 times devalue it? You know what, Morty? Just shut up and follow me. He quickly opened a portal and pulled Morty through. The duo walked through it and ended up near a bridge. Morty looked around.
I don't know, Rick. This kind of looks the same.
Oh no, they're on the bridge.
Oh no!
What were you expecting?
I don't know. A few flying people, non-stop action, screams of innocent bystanders.
As if on cue, the duo heard a son's scream come from under a nearby bridge. The two looked at each other before running to the noise. They peered from behind the bridge and saw a young man being attacked by a large slimy monster. The monster seemed to be trying to take his body. Rick grimaced. This is like something I've seen in your browser history, Morty.
Yeah, wait!
Morty loves slime girls.
It's true. Before he could finish, Rick quickly pulled out his disintegrator and shot the slime. The beast cried out as every molecule of his being was destroyed. I hate how OP he is.
Of course, he's Rick. He's epic.
The smartest man in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
The boy fell to the ground, coughing. He looked up to see his saviors. He quickly stood and bowed, trying to give his utmost thanks. However, Morty narrowed his eyes.
Is he speaking Japanese? We're in Japan?
Rick pulled out his watch again and pressed a few buttons. 1 sec, I'm turning on subtitles.
Subtitles? Why not dub?
Rick rolled his eyes. Fine, lazy little asshole. He fiddled with his watch as the green-haired boy watched with an eyebrow raised. He couldn't understand what his saviors were saying, but he decided he'd best be off.
Oh, it's episode 1.
Yeah.
He killed the slime man, so All Might couldn't save him.
Well,
Now
Rick is gonna be
Deku-
All Might.
Now Deku will never get the power of All for One.
Deku's gonna turn into Rick. He's gonna get big blue spike hair.
He's gonna become a dirtbag.
Oh no.
Rick pulled out his watch again, pressed a few buttons. Oh no, wait. Suddenly, a small pulse was released from the watch. Rick grinned. There we go. The boy jumped in surprise.
I can understand you.
Rick waved him off. It's just a simple translation field around us. The boy was in awe as he prepared to pull out a notebook. Amazing. You have a machine quirk or an intelligence boost or... Rick raised an arm. Sorry, kid, I don't have any dumb powers. Well, except being the smartest man in the universe. But that's not because of some quirk.
But he's gonna say, I don't have any money.
Sorry, kid, I don't have any money.
Leave me alone.
Go on, get out of here.
The boy seemed even more confused. No quirk, but how... And the Rick pointed to his head. I did because I wanted to. What's your deal anyway? Was your power like the ability to whine? I think you already have that power, Morty. He laughed, nudging his irked companion.
God, these art styles would clash so hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
How like every shot in My Hero is focused on a specific shot and angle, and everything in Rick and Morty is just like tween animated, so they're always standing at the same perspective with the same like angle.
Imagine seeing these two, but they have no ambient light or shading on them, whereas everything else does.
He would also be so skinny compared to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. The boy looked down. I don't have any powers. Rick raised an eyebrow. Oof, wow. Morty scratched his head. I don't get it. What's wrong with being a normal person? Rick sighed. Morty, haven't you heard anything? Powers are normal here. Not having powers might as well be a handicap in of itself. The boy sighed as he heard the man's words. I think I'm gonna go now. Thanks again for saving me. He began to walk away.
I love how he's like in awe when All Might does this, and when they do it, he's just like, okay, bye. Making fun of me.
Morty looked at him, saddened. Rick, you're smart. There's gotta be something you can do for him. He almost died. Rick thought for a moment. I suppose I could whip up something. Hey, kid, he called out. The green-haired boy turned around. You want to be a hero or something? The boy nodded.
Whoop-de-doo.
Fuck you. The boy nodded. More than anything. His tone sounded like a mix of fear and determination. Rick sighed. Give me 1 second. He opened a portal and walked in. Morty and the strange boy were left alone for a minute or so before the portal opened again. All this happening in this cinematic-ass anime universe. He stepped out shaking a green vial. Alright, kid, here you go. Drink this and you'll get powers.
Powers. Non-specified.
The boy was shocked. Really? That easy? He thought for a moment. Which power? Rick shrugged. No idea. This is a mega seed cocktail, highly unstable. When you drink it, you'll get a random ability. He gave the boy a vial.
Good.
He looked at it unsure. Rick crossed his arms. Now, there's probably gonna be a few minor side effects. The boy immediately drank the concoction. Rick put his hands to his head. Holy shit! You just drank the whole thing?
Poor desperate boy.
I want to be here, I want to be here, I want to be here, I want to be here.
You actually drank that shit?
It's just a Kool-Aid jammer I poured into a vial.
I don't actually know what that is, Morty. You must be really desperate. The boy squeezed his fist and looked at the scientist. I don't feel any different. It may take some time to activate. It is an unstable formula, so who knows when it'll activate. Rick looked at Morty. So what were we doing? Morty scratched his arm. You know what, Rick? I think I just want to head home. Rick raised an eyebrow. Okay, I guess. Good luck with the new power, kid. Okay, I guess. It's Linkara Rick. Rick Hara.
They have similar personalities.
You could do the fusion dance.
They would both say that's stupid. I'm not gonna do the fusion dance.
I'm not gonna do the fusion dance. My power alone is sufficient.
I held up Channel Awesome with my pinky finger my entire tenure with them.
I am a reviewer elite. a super reviewer even.
Reviewer elite.
The prince of all reviewers.
Which character from My Hero would be a YouTube reviewer?
Kirishima.
What's his name? Damn it, Gentle Criminal.
That's true.
He is a YouTuber, and he trashes places that have bad fucking business. And then he got arrested for trying to go to a school.
He was trying to commit bad things at a school.
He just wanted to go to a school to prove he could get in. It's so dumb.
It was a pretty awkward setup. Especially coming off of something as intense as the Mafia.
Mm.
And the man overhaul.
Mm.
They went from him to Gentle Criminal and his lolly wife.
I'm just saying, if they wanted me at all to root for Midoriya at all in that situation, they did a bad fucking job.
That's the point.
I wanted Midoriya to get his ass smacked.
Midoriya was like, this is the hardest man I've ever had to take down because it's emotionally troubling. And then they're like, alright, go on and do your school dance or whatever the fuck. I don't know. This is a weird arc.
Oh my god.
If any villains show up, we're canceling the whole thing and that little girl will never smile again.
This is our only chance. She can never do anything after this.
The cotton candy stand closes at 5. I gotta stop this guy.
Come, La Bravo, we're going to get all the cotton candy.
No, we can't have all the cotton candy.
He is kind of like Robbie Rotten.
He is. He's just a nuisance more than he's a villain.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Too bad he's in fucking prison.
That's so dumb. Oh my god. He'll get out. Fucking La Bravo will give him all the love in the world behind bars.
Yeah. She's gonna call him on the phone, on the two-way phone thing, and then he's just gonna get bigger and bigger.
Mm.
I really did think she was an underage girl and he was a grown man. He was an elderly old
I
man.
was watching it with Dakota, and they kept saying that too, and I was like, no, it's not. She's of age.
She's
they're both
small.
They're both the same age somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentle Criminal just has white hair and a mustache, and La Brava's just tiny. But it's okay. Horikoshi said so.
It's okay. She always
Good.
wears a t-shirt that says I am of age on it.
I am 18 plus. She says with a smile on her face.
I'm glad fucking mangakas are clapping back at all that shit, not just letting them be westernized. Thank God. Let's see here.
What does that mean?
I hate how everyone from here is bitching about any manga that fucking challenges any kind of sensitivity they have. Like with friggin' a Shield Hero, one of the plot points is about a false rape allegation, so people are like, this harms the Me Too movement by saying women can lie, and then the creators are like, you're an idiot, I'm not changing my show.
Women can lie. That harms.
There's a lot of shit like that. It's annoying, but it's whatever.
The fact that people get so worked up over fiction and not real crimes is baffling.
Meh, yeah.
I feel like it's mostly children that feel like they're responsible for defending things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Social media is a very loud presence if you're just like shouting out and over, regardless of who you are.
I agree.
Kids love starting stuff.
Yeah.
God, imagine growing up on social media.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for the Zoomers who think that, like, all this anger and visceral is what real life is, and it's so fucking terrible. Because, like, fucking Eminem, they tried to cancel Eminem. A bunch of Zoomers tried to cancel Eminem on friggin' TikTok for, like, a modern song. Not his old shit that was actually, like, edgy and terrible. Just, like, a modern song where he has, like, a line where he leaves a woman in a burning house or some shit. It's like, you don't know a damn thing about what this man has done.
Yeah, how do
Holy
kids
shit.
even know who Eminem is?
It's because he keeps making music, and
I guess.
eventually
I haven't heard Eminem be relevant in the past like half a decade, if not longer.
it isn't Markiplier making a song about bad.
If Markiplier was sus and said a slur.
That's sus.
Yeah.
That would be
I
sus.
don't think Markiplier would get off with just that.
The world would implode if Markiplier ever did anything bad. Holy shit. If Markiplier looked at the camera, tears in his eyes, and said, like, a fucking slur.
People
Why
would just
with
think it was
tears in
fake.
his eyes?
Because he's, like, crying, so he tries to plays it off like, I just said it because I'm sad, man.
What is this narrative you're trying to
It's the
weave?
Markiplier gamer word apology video.
Yeah.
But he's saying it in the video.
I'm sorry.
That's what he's saying.
He has to explain what happened.
He's explaining
But it hasn't happened yet.
He did it on accident, and then he explained it in an apology video.
No, Steven was saying he says it under his breath while he's crying, apologizing presumably for something else.
Okay, here's what happened. Originally the video was something else, but then he accidentally lets it slip, so then the rest of the video is him crying.
Why does it slip?
Why does he post it if it was on accident?
It was on 3 Peens in a Pod, and he was trying to defend Wade, and it got out of hand.
He dropped another brick on his foot and broke his other foot, and then it slipped. He's like, "Oh, you!"
Like when Mr. Krabs kicks the rock, and he just starts swearing like a sailor.
Yeah.
Ah! My foot! That episode's gold. Do they even air that episode anymore?
Yeah, they do. They just got rid of the fucking panty raid episode and one other one.
Yeah, there's definitely some episodes that they don't do anymore. It's kind of sad.
There are modern episodes that are worse than the panty raid episode.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like
And
it's
like
weird.
all the Squidward torture porn.
Like, the depression episode with fucking Squidward was terrible. Holy shit. The literal suicide jokes where he fucking throws a rope up and it looks like a noose. And then there's one where he's about to climb into an oven. It looks like he's about to climb into the oven to kill himself, but he's pulling out a pie.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
all just because SpongeBob was so annoying.
Right. Like, at the end of the day, I'm okay with all of it, because at the end of the day, I don't think anything should necessarily be off the table, but, like, if you're going to ban episodes, there's worse than that.
Yeah, and it's all fiction. It's baffling how many people can't seem to separate reality from fiction in a lot of these cases.
Yeah.
Those are like the most dangerous people out there.
Normally, it's like they're trying to protect their brand. Like, if these are the golden episodes of this show,
absolutely.
make sure these ones.
Oh
are-
yeah, well that, like, from the business perspective, I guess I understand that, but I guess I'm more so referring about like online internet people or whatever,
I just
where
in
they
this
just feel they
situation-
need to fight over something that's fictional.
Yeah, again, that just comes back to like kids looking for an audience.
Yeah.
Like if a kid knows that they can say something is X and they'll get a lot of attention for it.
That's true.
And then other kids want to like agree because there are people online they agree with.
We can't have a single Jaden titty no matter where we look.
Very few kids.
My lord.
I don't know. We didn't really have a non-anonymous social media until we were older, thankfully. And because everything was anonymous, people would be really mean or really nice. It didn't really matter. Nobody was at stake.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like that was kind of a blessing in a sense, give people a way to kind of get their visceral out of them in a way that doesn't hurt them. People nowadays have this, I'll use the word arrogance for lack of a better word, but they have this kind of arrogance where they feel like the only way someone can change is if social media enforces consequences, when in reality is you can change without being hurt, without losing things. Like, people, I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's like people feel that things have to just like change worldwide for one particular thing that doesn't agree with them to be gone. We really got off track. I feel like the 3 boys in the YouTube thumbnail, they always have like the philosophical titles.
We talk. This is what Rick and Morty does to people.
It does. It makes your brain big. All right, Steven, you can finish that up.
Okay, so anyway, there's only like a few like 2 paragraphs left, and the synopsis is he gets the ability to make really good Adam Sandler impressions.
What?
But he doesn't do any, so it's worthless.
Okay.
Woo!
That's a good power.
Yeah, I read that one line, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, but then I realized how short it was.
Wonder how Midoriya could leverage that into a career.
Everyone.
Into being a hero.
Oh, thank goodness. Everybody do your best Adam Sandler impression. Elias, you start.
What line should I say?
Your favorite line.
I don't have any. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
That's some high quality H2O.
I thought I could probably think of a few Waterboy lines.
Take it, smell it, now take it. Zohan.
Just do the Dunkachino song. You know that by heart. That's not Adam Sandler.
The Dunkatrino edits are very good. Al Pacino, Dunkachino.
I really like the one where nobody else is there.
He just steals a cup and swings around singing alone.
I say Dunka, you say Chino. Dunka,
Chino.
Dunka.
Chino.
No, Steven, you missed the gag.
Aw.
The gag is nobody's there, so it's just like a panning shot of the Duncan, and it's just like Dunka, Dunka.
I also like the one where it's only from the perspective of outside the building, so it's very muffled.
Yeah.
But you can tell people are like cheering in there and there are lights on.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this one.
It's a wild ride. The Dunkachino edits. I rate that story. I don't know, like a 3. I don't really like Rick and Morty.
I looked across at Elias, he's like holding his face.
I was trying desperately to think of an Adam Sandler line. Nothing stands out. It's not even to say I don't like him, I just...
What about when he fights Bob Barker?
Oh yeah, I just watched Uncut Gems.
Oh, nice.
Not just, like 2 months ago, but that was pretty good. And I can't think of any lines from that either, but... I was like trying to think of a recent movie that I watched from him that I liked, and I was like, I just watched that was good. I don't have any lines that come to mind.
Release the good.
That's how I win. I don't actually know how he delivers that line at all, but that's the line.
I was trying to...
I don't say blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I don't say blah 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 blah.
That's true. I was trying to think of one from friggin' Hubie's Halloween.
Oh yes. The movie we boycotted in front of you. You said, let's watch Hubie's Halloween, and we said, Steven, that's too far.
From what I understand, like, we were okay with it until I ended up watching it with my dad. Then then you guys were like, nah.
That's true. The fact that all 3 of us couldn't go in blind really soured it for me.
Oh, Lord. I give the story a Adam Sandler impression.
A good one?
I can't think of a good one, unfortunately.
But would the rating be a good Adam Sandler impression, or maybe a not so good Adam Sandler impression?
I would give it a not so good.
It kind of went nowhere, to be honest.
I give that story a Midoriya displaying his powers and Rick and Morty wordlessly leaving.
His head morphs into Adam Sandler.
Midoriya trying... How would he be a hero?
That's why the story ended.
You're right.
Should I go? Do you want to go?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
It's pretty short.
Mine's also pretty short.
So it opens with, that feeling when you have a really good idea for fan fiction but are in the middle of another fuck! In all serio, let me explain what this is. I used the writing in all these stories to make vent myself of all ideas that stewed in my brain. Because of how constricting school was, mentally, in fact, I started doing this because of a dare. However, in doing so, I have overloaded my capability to write all these stories because I want to do all of them.
Is that an author's note, I presume?
Yeah.
You gotta let the audience know when the text is bolded or italicized.
You know, it's good when they use the phrase to be serial.
Fuck!
Okay, the story begins. Chapter 1. A lot was happening in the next few days for Midoriya and his classmates. It had been 2 days since the final exams had ended, and everyone was resting from the effort. Deku was especially tired and ready for rest, his mind still unsettled and in a wreck from Black Whip's manifestation. I remember the first story we read had Black Whip. a long time ago, and we would like.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't even read the most recent chapter when it like debuted recently, and it was just like, what is this?
You're like, what is Black Whip? What? I still barely know, other than like what we looked up then. I'm assuming with all the, vestiges or whatever the fuck's going on, and all One for All.
I just imagine fucking Big Smoke with a Simon Belmont whip.
Okay.
Why?
Baker does that, he becomes Big Smoke.
Black Whip.
Oh.
Big Smoke driving a sick-ass Camaro.
There we go.
It was absurd to the Greenette, the revelation of One for All's secrets.
Greenette?
I don't even know what that sentence means.
I guess because he has green hair.
Oh, yeah. Why is it Greenette as he, girl? No, it says he.
Don't worry.
He'd gone from quirkless for most of his life to owning the strongest quirk alive, and it boosting an extra 6 set of powers he would receive in time.
He really did just kind of do that.
Yep.
Yeah, All Might said, alright, you're number 1 now. Good luck.
And it said eventually he'll receive extra 6 set of powers. As in, 6, like the 6 past people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Midoriya was counting on things getting harder to conceal the truth from everyone. His secret for the afterlife. Thankfully, there was other developments to think about. Nezu had announced that to increase cooperation, excite dorm life to keep students in good emotional and mental health, and ease the tension between them, Class 1A and B were having one big manor built for them. The other courses were getting the same treatment and were given a week after moving in to adjust to the new style. It was exciting as the most interaction he ever got with 1B was a few conversation bits here and there. That was for later, however. As for right now, Midoriya was looking at a very sight. The towering apartments up ahead brought a smile to his face. So I guess Class 1A and 1B are getting a new building, a new manor.
I know that that's what they are, but I really don't like them referring to them as apartments.
Right.
It just makes it seem really, like, low quality.
These fucking high-effort dorms.
Yeah, and they just have these, just like outdoor entrance, railing across the sides. It's like an actual apartment building.
Mom sounded a lot more excited than usual when I called about coming home for the weekend. Wonder what the surprise is. He couldn't contain the joy in him. Getting to the floor faster than he's ever done in the past, Midoriya knocked on the door to the home he missed. His mother, now petite thanks to his training plan for her, answered the door.
Great.
Midoriya gave his mom a training plan and said,
Mom,
lose weight.
lose weight or I'm never coming back.
You better be a lolly when I get back here, Mom, or else I'm not staying.
Mom, now that I've gone to school, I've seen quite a few really good-looking honeys, and you don't look like any
What
of
the
them.
hell?
Now, so Mom, I need you to... I collected some info on their training regimens, and I need you to do all of these.
Okay.
Okay, Midoriya, dear, whatever.
A whimper from her before completely seeing her face caused him to be alarmed, only to be confused as she smiled while crying. She usually didn't cry for his visit this early in. They hugged tightly and he asked
Why
her.
did they retcon Inko to be thin?
It's very just as an aside, by the way, she's thin now.
By the way, I don't like her with weight.
Poor Inko fucking popped her shoulder out of place doing bicep curls or some shit. She's standing here in pain.
Yeah, wincing in pain.
I got skinny.
My weight, it's gone.
There's like no food in the fridge.
They hugged her tightly as he asked her, Mom, are you okay? What's going on? It's a wonderful surprise, sweetie, she said, crying tears of joy that he'd been unaware were withheld for this moment. A moment that would change his life from that point forward. What do you think the surprise is?
All Might's his new dad.
Tiny Inko and All Might.
And Tiny All Might.
He fucking Philadelphia slammed her so hard she's in pain.
Why Philadelphia?
They made good steak sandwiches there. I don't know.
And he gave her a steak sandwich.
The Philly
and then
cheese.
then he remembered she's not allowed to eat that according to Deku.
All right, your son's regimen.
I'll just be taking that back.
Fucking hits her in the stomach and she coughs it back up.
Hold on.
And that's why she's crying.
He hits her at the perfect angle that makes all of it shoot out of her fucking
He
mouth.
punched her with his Crypt Keeper skeleton hand, but it was at just the right angle.
Reaches down her throat and pulls it out.
A moment that would change his life from that point forward. As Inko walked him in, he noted that she was almost signaling someone in the living room with her eyes. She gave one last leading tug, and Midoriya's eyes landed on someone. A stranger he'd never met, but was clearly not Japanese.
I forgot this is a crossover.
Now who do you think the guest is?
Mr. Incredible.
I knew it.
That'd be
I was
fucking funny. No,
I was
I don't know, maybe.
It was between. I was thinking of this one too. Holy shit.
The guest stood up and made his outfit plain for all to see, if you could call it an outfit, that is. It was more along the lines of a stylish battle gear with a red leather coat and a black t-shirt. One belt with a gold buckle stretched over his chest with two more hugged his stomach. His sleeves were rolled up to his elbows, and his index and thumb were left uncovered by his black gloves. His leather pants were also black, but ended with a red pattern on the bottoms. His groin and inner thigh also in red. Completing the look was a belt with a silver demon on the buckle.
Is this a fucking Tekken character?
The foreigner had white hair down to his jawline and sharp white eyes. He had the faintest stubble that only certain lighting could make prominent.
Oh.
His eyes landed on something that stoked his curiosity and hero instincts. It also made him question his mother's sanity for letting this guy in. Mom? Who is this? A harness with two lengthy hand cannon pistols, one black and one silver, was hidden in his coat. What was unmistakably a claymore of some kind with a ribcage design on the hilt was leaning on his wall,
What the?
as if it were casual indoor broom.
What is this OC?
Easy there. The last thing I do to your mother is hurt. Easy there. The last thing I do to your mother is hurt, especially after all you two have been through. Izuku's eyes widened as a slight fear pierced him, but he stayed strong and demanding, ready to call on his full cowl at any moment's notice. All we've been through? Who are you? Well, I asked Inko to never give you my real name. The man almost looked torn, but still understanding. You never even got to meet me when you were little. Am I supposed to know you? Izuku stepped defensively in front of his mother, face hardened at the intruder. Izuku, please, just hear him out, sweetie. Izuku was surprised at his mother's defense for this man. What? It's gonna be a lot, so you might want to sit down, kiddo. As green eyes turned back to him, he chuckled when he saw the freckles.
His Hellsing ultimate father.
He clearly took after his mother's side. Izuku, it's me. Both men looked at each other in the eyes. Your father. In 1 second, Midoriya let go of all of his emotions. Both mother and son got increasingly worried as their son made no attempt to move. I know you're upset with me for not being there at all this time, but please, let me... Inko, in a whirl of sudden action, felt the air push against her face as Izuku practically teleported to her husband. She was scared he'd attacked him out of rage, but found a sight that made her gasp loudly. Happiness spiky her waterworks. The man vigorously returned the shotgun embrace of his son. I thought you'd be furious with me. You weren't there, sure, I guess, but you're back. That tells me enough. It's good to finally meet you, Dad, sobbed Izuku. Good to be back. Inko couldn't have been happier mother that evening. Back at UA, all the courses were preparing for the merging the door. Didn't even tell you.
What is that?
It was surreal to realize that they were going to be loving in manners with their friends. Kendo walked by herself, asking along a more unknown trail.
Ah, big finger Kendo.
Doing in her thoughts as she wandered around the campus.
Waggling her big finger.
Her class had never been at the epicenter of too much trouble, but the camp invasion painted an ugly picture of what 1A dealt with constantly.
Or Kamala Khan hand.
Things got even wilder with the Yakuza raid 4 of their classmates took part in, and that's before the events of the final exam. Kendo looked city of Musutafu, both the near and the far view, and somehow we're still first years.
The city of what?
I don't know. As she continued down the path, she realized that she wasn't alone on it. Up ahead was Uraraka, who she only knew because of her supposed tight-knit friendship with Midoriya. Uraraka drooped forward on the bench, having a far-off look about something that clearly bothered her. Well, no harm in trying to see what's wrong. I mean, we are going to be living together in 2 days, so... Hey, Uraraka, it's Kendo from Class 1B. Although startled at first, Uraraka managed to simper and waved hello from her spot. Sorry if I ruined your walk. I didn't know somebody else used this path this time of the day. The walk? It's just
Sorry
like the
if
sidewalk.
I ruined your entire walk by being here.
This is all nothing. Hold on.
What do you mean? You said this was short.
I'm just gonna go back to the Midoriya part because this is just like filler about the girls talking about how cute Midoriya is for like 3 paragraphs.
How cute is he? I personally liked him better before they started thickening his neck.
Uraraka breathed in, ready to spew her plan. Deku was always downplaying himself and how amazing he really is. It got me to look at him as a boyfriend material, so it's definitely not nothing like he says it is. Uraraka pursed her lips, choosing her next words carefully. I'm not trying to manipulate him or anything, I just want to make it obvious how amazing he really is.
She would never say that.
Midoriya enjoyed a slice of pizza with his now complete family.
It's Dante!
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
God damn.
I knew the minute you said silver hair and stubble that you can only see in certain lighting.
I thought you'd get it with the silver and black pistols on his belt.
I wasn't even thinking, like, the details went by so fast. I couldn't keep up. I thought he was like one of the Mishimos from Tekken.
I can't believe Dante is Midoriya's deadbeat dad.
What the fuck is this? You
Sorry,
had a kid?
What the hell is this? Oh, Midoriya comes from the entire cliff.
The smiles and laughter that reverberated in the apartment made him feel warm inside. A question inside him was gnawing for an answer, but he didn't want to ruin the mood of this unforeseen reunion.
He's a quarter devil, but he's still not
strong
didn't have
at
any
all.
powers.
Luckily, it seemed his father made it in time for questions to be answered. Everyone relaxed and settled down once more. Midoriya's father looked over at him and smiled wistfully, ready to spill the truth. Okay, so, your first question is no doubt where I've been all these years, right? Yeah, Dad. Well...
God.
Well, not a usual feeling. His father felt giddy inside, hearing him be called Dad. I had a life before marrying your mother. When Inko and I met, I was in the middle of yet another situation caused by it. She found me healing in some literal hole in the wall from a ton of injuries. He was an absolute mess. There was I don't know how many gashes and wounds across his body. Inko grimaced as she remembered the state of his body then. It had quotes for some reason, even though that wasn't her talking. I lost my place. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight, but I was used to it. That didn't stop her from taking me in and feeding me, though. Feeding them pizza. What in the world, were you attacked by a villain? Heh, I wish that was it, but no. No, it's not that simple. I'm a hunter of sorts. I can't tell you my story, but I think you should hear this first. His advice earned a nod. When we settled down, I felt I had made the best decision of my life. That is, until my old life caught up to me. I had to leave Japan and keep living like I used to keep Inko safe. It hurt.
I had to go back to Devil May Cry and eat pizza.
It hurt, even more when I learned that she was now pregnant with you. All he could do to support us was send money that he earned with doing his best.
Doing what?
I've been known by one name my whole life, and it actually the middle name I wanted you to have. Something Inko Simon boarded with. Midoriya was excited to hear his father's words.
Don't take the weakness on that he doesn't have a middle name. Don't take this from him.
Don't.
The name I had chosen was Hisashi D. Midoriya. The D is my given and your middle name. D? Midoriya's brain comically attributed the letter to his hero Deku.
To his dick.
Inko, his hero named Deku. Inko nodded and felt herself growing giddy as the love of her life gained that cool smirk she remembered him for. Yep, D, kiddo, he said, crossing, leaning back with his feet up on the chair's backrest.
Great.
D for Dante.
My middle name is D. Izuku D. Midoriya. It's a fucking One Piece character. You just done.
Yeah. The rest is just more crushing on Midoriya from the perspective of the other girls. I don't care.
God.
I rate that story a B.
All right.
Badass.
Yeah, whatever the DMC ratings
I
are.
rate it C for crazy.
I rated Midoriya walk in with a piece of pizza in his mouth and go, oh, this is bussin'.
You gotta stop.
Popeyes ain't shit, Mom. You can have that shit.
God, I want pizza so bad.
Yeah, you made us go all the way to IKEA to try to get pizza, but they were sold out.
I can
So
order
you got
one
one
if you want, bud.
75-cent hot dog.
I don't need it. Too late. We tried to drive to IKEA because it was the closest place I could think of to buy a good single slice of pizza. But then when we got there, they only had a 75-cent veggie dog, so I got that instead.
And then we left.
Yeah, and we left IKEA.
And we listened to the Digimon the movie soundtrack.
Which has Fatboy Slim and Smash Mouth and other good artists.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Hell yeah.
The quintessentials. Alright, we're making great time this time around. Fantastic. Okay, here's an author's note. This came in a fever dream. I thought, what if Eddie did something to change the course of Toga's life? This is the result, aka me trying to write romance content. I took some creative liberties about Toga's middle school life, as we know virtually nothing about her from before the League of Villains. Read, review, and stay blessed, readers.
It better not be another Ed, Edd n Eddy My Hero crossover.
We'll just see.
Okay.
He changed her life. He taught her to scam instead of kill.
Sure, you can kill these guys, but you don't get anything out of it.
Now, jawbreakers.
Yeah, he stuffed a giant jawbreaker in her cheek.
That would look,
Fangs.
that would look,
Giant, bigger than her head.
yeah. That would look adorable, honestly.
Okay.
Why?
No, I'm just thinking we should draw it.
Okay. Very well.
Himiko Toga felt a mixture of shame and humiliation. The boy she had loved for 3 years, whom she had finally worked up the courage to send a note to, had simply laughed about it with his friends. Worse, he did it not knowing she was in earshot, listening in. After hearing enough, she left, crying, and waited for her next class. After school ended, she found herself wandering onto her favorite thinking spot, the bridge connecting the east and west parts of town. Swinging her legs over the edge, letting her tears fall into the river below, she spoke in a broken voice. Why are we here? Just to suffer? It's not worth it. Contemplating her options, debating with herself, she then made a choice right there. Earlier, Eddie was getting frustrated. While his grades were excellent, particularly in hero studies, his quirk, Symbiote, wasn't developing well.
Symbiote.
He said that so weak.
His quirk, Symbiote.
Any powers Eddie has are immediately tainted by his personality.
He knew from his calculations that at full strength, he could grow to 8 feet tall, lift 3,000
Whoa.
pounds, and run as fast as 60 miles per hour, all at the same time.
3,000 is a lot for being 8 feet tall.
Yeah, holy shit.
He's a big man. Not to mention countless other things he could do when not enveloped in his quirk. But for now, all he could do was form small objects out of his quirk and shapeshift parts of his body, not yet able to cover anything at all once past his legs up, or his torso down. He worked for hours improving it with little progress. His parents assured him he was just developing late, but he didn't believe it. He heard of a guy in another town that could use his explosive quirk to fly.
Well,
So, after school that day, he was heading home when someone caught his eye. The cute, messy-haired blonde he liked. Himiko Toga was her name. I'm off my rocker tonight. The cute, messy-haired blonde he liked. Himiko Toga was her name, if he remembered correctly. She seemed off, like something awful happened. So, against his better judgment, and the built-in danger sense his quirk gave him, he followed her closely, but keeping out of sight. He was just following her.
hadn't considered the idea that quirks could just be as many things as the author wants them to be for their favorite character.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
The quirk can just be the thing from the pre-existing source material, and the fact that he's infected with an alien. But I guess this is high school Eddie Brock or something. I'm in my head. He's a full-grown man.
Oh, that symbiote.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a weird name for a quirk that did a lot of things.
No. It's Topher Grace.
I'm still just imagining Eddie from Ed and Eddie.
His quirk being fucking...
Oh, me too.
Being symbiotic.
I forgot that was Eddie's. I forgot that was the symbiote guy's name. Eddie Brock. I thought it was Eddie with symbiote powers. Which it did give Eddie a lot of power since he's very like short to make him 8 feet tall.
I'm sure that's a fanfic somewhere on here. What if Eddie got the symbiote instead of Eddie?
What a fucking... that is an annoying
When you put it that way.
That, I can see the story beats already, and it's so annoying. He just uses it to be a con man.
If Charlie Brown can get it, tune into our Spider-Man episode. Charlie Brown episode. There's probably Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done a Charlie Brown episode.
You not do a Peanuts episode?
I don't think so.
That's a...
I'm sure there's enough source material.
Probably.
I'll have to keep that one in mind. What? I like
I'll
Peanuts.
check. I think we... Maybe it was Spider-Man. I'll find it.
I'm sure it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Anyway. Following her to the bridge connecting the east and west sides of town, he watched her hidden as she sat on the bridge, swinging her legs and crying. Eddie wondered what could have done this to her.
It was Spider-Man. It reminds me of we read the freaking Loud House one.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, Lincoln. Okay, that's right.
That was awesome.
Lincoln the Assassin or whatever.
Yeah.
You fucking killed a man. He's putting drugs in the community. Eddie wondered what could have done this to her to make her feel this way as he edged closer. However, once she was about 5 feet away from him, she suddenly leaned forward, falling off the bridge's edge. Making a split-second decision, he boosted his leg speed and power with his quirk and jumped over the edge after her, using one arm to stretch out a tentacle and stick to the bottom of the bridge, the other arm extending a tentacle to catch Toga, grabbing her by the arm and stopping her midair. He called to her as he started to retract the tentacle and pulling her back up. "I've got you! Hold on!" Toga glanced up at him and yelled back, "Let me go! Let me end this!" Tears streamed down her face, her voice sounding as if she was ready to end her own life. This motivated Eddie all the more to get her back up, saying, "I won't let you go! I've got you!"
It's like Sam Raimi human Eddie Brock rescuing this cartoon character.
Topher Grace.
This two-dimensional cartoon Eddie.
I've got you!
Reminds me of like a bad like YouTube edit where it's like switches from live action to cartoon and like just splices it together.
Yeah.
I love when Bully Maguire sent Tom Holland down the elevator.
I love when
That one is so funny. He's screaming as hard as he can, ripping up the spider web that he saved the elevator cart from falling.
That's such
It's so good. He's "Ah!" He rips the web so the elevator cart crashes to the bottom.
The editing in those is too fucking good.
God,
Jesus
look up
Christ.
Bully Maguire on YouTube and just go down a bender. They're all hilarious.
What a fucking concept. Bully Maguire.
I really like the Harry Potter ones just because there's a lot of scenes of Toby shouting for Harry.
Harry!
Harry!
After he shoots him in the duel, and then he's just on the ground and he's, "Harry!"
I like in the first Spider-Man redone movie, or the one before Far From Home, where Ned, his friend, brings a bomb into the government building and doesn't get in trouble.
God.
My only thought that entire scene was Ned brought a bomb into the Lincoln Memorial, and he gets caught and doesn't get in trouble. Ned would be in prison for life.
Absolutely. Ned is a
Fucking terrorist.
Oh, Lord. God rest Ned's soul. He saved him at the end. That was my favorite scene of that movie.
Oh yeah, didn't he beat the Shocker?
He was fighting the Shocker, and he was about to get finished up, but then Ned was, like, fucking with his, like, web shooter and, like, caught his hand before he could punch him, and it pans over, he's like...
Yeah.
He's, like, scared out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's go, Ned! He's important to the plot!
I hate the scene of him wearing the Spider-Man mask.
Yeah.
It's, like, tucked into his shirt. Looks like bad CG.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tucked into his shirt.
Toga simply broke down crying as Eddie finished retracting his tentacles, pulling her over the edge of the bridge, and sitting down with her crying in his lap. This is way too central when the crux of this is that Eddie got her note and laughed at it.
Yeah.
But even though he has a crush on her, apparently. High schoolers do crazy
They didn't
things, though.
specify that he was her crush, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it just said her crush read it.
No.
The
Eddie
note.
brought.
Look, the note was just really funny.
It was a comedy note.
Oh, well, no, it did just say the boy she loved for 3 years. Okay, never mind. You're right. I just assumed, having foresight on the story, that it was indeed Eddie Brock.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Pulling her over the edge of the bridge and sitting down with her crying in his lap. He did his best to comfort her, stroking her messy hair and holding her gently, using his quirk to wrap her in a sort of blanket to warm her.
Oh, no!
Do you have to do that?
Let me use
Using
my
his
quirk.
quirk to put his sticky black goo very warm as he brushes her hair with his hand.
In Eddie's mind, it was a blanket to warm her. In reality, it was a disgusting, sticky mess.
She's fucking glued to him.
Stroking her hair, fucking messing it up.
Yeah,
and
getting Nickelodeon gack in her hair. You gotta cut that shit out, Toga.
As Eddie put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
She's like, stop moving. Once I move my hand, it doesn't come out. Let me take it out.
Look, the more you move, the more it stains.
The thought of using the sticky symbiote as like a comfort blanket.
Oh, you poor
Be
thing.
cold and wet and make you feel bad.
You poor bitch. Here.
The symbiote is... The symbiote overclocks your emotions. She's gonna be so fucking sad.
It's like the Nickelodeon gack sound with the like rubber goo in a jar when he farts on her.
It just leaks down his arms into his hands.
He just has one like mushy sop in his hand that he smears around her.
Takes a chunk off his back and goes.
After a minute or so, she stopped crying.
I bet.
God, why is that so funny?
After a minute or so, she stopped breathing.
After a minute or so, she realized she could no longer lift her arms.
The symbiote goo held her eyes shut so no more tears could escape. After a minute or so, she stopped crying and looked up at Eddie, feeling somehow comforted and warmed.
Yeah.
Somehow. She asked him softly, Why would you catch me? I don't mean anything. No one wants me. Eddie shushed her softly and gently continued to stroke her hair. Just imagine like Topher Grace with all the symbiote around like his jawline. Shit.
Yeah. I like rubbing goo in her hair. It makes me happy.
She's like, why would you save me? And he's like, you know, nobody can see us under this bridge. She's like, why would you say that?
Don't tell yourself that. Of course you mean something, and of course people want you. Toga found herself smiling slightly and allowing the urge to thank him take over her, kissing his cheek lightly. However, after pulling back and seeing the shocked look on his face, she turned bright red. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say thank you for... Eddie stopped her suddenly by pressing his lips to hers, kissing her softly and wrapping his arms around her, whispering... wrapping his goo around her.
I was about to say, Eddie stopped her by tightening the goo's grip around her body, effectively incapacitating her.
It's all right. I've got you, and I'm not letting go. As Toga felt him press gently against her for the first time in her life, she felt wanted by someone and loved by someone for more than just her body or her quirk. She felt like Eddie, although she did not know his name, was meant for her, and she wasn't going to let this opportunity to go untaken.
What about Eddie makes you think he doesn't want you for your body?
Eddie's like...
His gooey embrace.
He saw you for one frame.
Toga's a fucking...
He had a crush on her. She doesn't know he had a crush on her, but...
Oh, that's right. He did have a crush on her.
yeah.
That's right.
There you go. Fever dream given mortal form and published. However, some people actually like it when I do this kind of stuff, so let me know either through PMs or in a review if you want this to become the base for an actual serious story.
Give a review.
It's highly likely it will turn to a serious story since, as usual, read, review, and stay blessed, my readers. I love y'all, and thanks for sticking with my insane projects I call stories. May the force be with you.
I give that a Toga fucking wrapped up like a goddamn bean burrito and goo out of 10.
You give that the fully charged Spider-Man 2 jump.
I like fucking...
I give that Topher Grace deep faked into My Hero episodes.
I like... Toga's a fucking blood drinker. She just starts trying to slurp up the fucking symbiote.
This guy's awesome. All he writes is Venom stories.
Oh, cool. Write a review, say, I want the next one to be erotic about all the goo. What is it?
No.
Okay.
There, he actually did. He does have a sequel to this one, but it's. I don't know if you guys want to hear it. It's like twice as long as that.
Can do a bonus episode.
A bonus episode. I love those. We haven't done one of those in eons.
We have time. We can record it. So let's say goodbye for now.
Okay, we'll check. Listen. Look forward to the bonus episode coming soon. I guess.
Bonus.
I don't know. I guess we don't need to cut that out. But thank you everybody for listening to the show. YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor, other listening platforms. We're all there. We've got lots of content more than just the podcast. We've got shows. Eliza's got a very cool Manga Monday show. Steven and I do drawings sometimes, as well as just whatever we feel like making.
Essentially, we do weekly uploads. We have a few shows that go as often as they can, and we have a few smaller other events planned for future episodes.
Oh yeah, and Discord. Join the Discord. The links for everything are always in like the description and on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, we've got a nice little Twitter. Avi just posted something and said spaghetti night. Oh, he's got a picture of his spaghetti and his Texas toast. I hope you enjoy that, Avi. It looks delicious. Steven, what do you want to plug? You never plug anything.
Plug in your nightlight.
For the creepypasta episode we did last week.
That was a fun episode.
That was.
Yeah. Steven's Bluebeard's story was very good. That one. Liked it a lot.
That was very fun.
I'm also streaming on Twitch Mondays and Thursdays. I'm working on beating Dark Souls here soon so I can start playing every single Yakuza game.
Wow.
Whoa.
I really want to play those, so I'm just going to go through them.
Yeah, you can get them all on like modern consoles now.
Yeah, they're finally all on PC, so I can stream them all.
That's cool.
And I can also not pay for Melody of Memories and play that on Kingdom Hearts PC. I was like, $60. Is it 40 or 60? Whatever.
60. It's a full price game.
$60 for that like barely playable Kingdom Hearts rhythm game.
Yeah, the demo did not really sell me on it.
But there's plot.
But I've played every other Kingdom Hearts game multiple times, so I will play it multiple times when I can legally procure it.
And it's because it's a Kingdom Hearts game, so it's gonna stay. Well, Kingdom Hearts 3 is worth like pocket change these days, so who knows? It might go down at some point.
Yeah.
Next episode, what's it gonna be?
Oh, I had it up. Hold on, I wrote it down, but I forgot it. So
It must be very good.
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb.
There's probably a lot
Every
of
plot
crossover.
is the same, so we can watch one episode and you can be caught up.
Hell yeah, let's go.
The whole gag of Phineas and Ferb is that every single episode, for the most part, follows the exact same plot.
They do something bad, Candace tries to get him in trouble, and then they don't get in trouble.
Perry fights Doofenshmirtz.
I can
Doofenshmirtz tells
finally
all the
read a
backstory.
Doofenshmirtz fanfiction. Yes.
After all these years.
Ah, Barry the Platypus, you're a fucking idiot. You're a piece of shit.
I never knew you had that impression in pocket. That's so good.
I love Doofenshmirtz.
Steven's hopping down like he just had a bunch of sugar.
I remembered where Doofenshmirtz is from. I was really happy.
I forgot about whatever shit show he was part of.
I was like, wait a minute. Oh, shit.
Okay, tune in next time for Phineas and Ferb, and look forward to our upcoming bonus episode.
Yeah, that'll be up at some point, probably not too far after this episode comes up. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.